Hey, this is Micah. Did you know we do the show live every Wednesday at 7 Eastern? You can watch live exclusively at gasdigitalnetwork.com. Gas Digital members not only get the live stream, but also the video version of the show, live chat, archived episodes, plus brand new episodes 5 days before they go to iTunes, Google Play, or anywhere else. We have a bunch of other great shows on the network, like The Josta Show, Legion of Skanks, High Society Radio, and many more. That's gasdigitalnetwork.com. When you check out, use the promo code SHAME and save $1 on the monthly membership. Plus, you get a 14-day free trial to see if you like it. That's just $6 a month. That's gasdigitalnetwork.com, promo code SHAME, all caps, bitch, when you check out. And even if you can't subscribe, you can help us out by subscribing for free on iTunes and leaving a positive review, you pieces of shit, and a 5-star rating. Thanks for listening. Add personal sign-off.
You're a bitch, you're a slut, you're so ugly, you're a mutt, go fuck yourself, shame on. You're a nerd, you're too fat, fuck your shoes, fuck your head, go fuck yourself, shame on. Fuck you, fuck me, fuck everybody, go fuck yourself, shame on. Whoa, shame on. We hate you, 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 shame on.
I mean, I guess I gotta just say shame on to Karen and Micah for not being here for the opening part of the show, right? I mean, hanging out. Hey, my name's Kaitlyn Bailey. I'm Shame On's guest. I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'm here to promote The Oldest Profession, brand new podcast. We just launched it. It's gonna be on iTunes. The Oldest Profession. Wendy Starling and I talk about an old hoe from history every episode. We've got 5 out. Pretty fascinating stuff. Sweet. If I were to ask myself a question, I don't know where to go from here. Yeah. So follow me on Twitter at Kaitlyn Bailey. Follow the Oldest Profession on Twitter. We're at Old Pro Podcast. We're also on Instagram.
Do you have a co-host?
We do. Wendy Starling. She's amazing. She spells her name with an I, Wendi Starling. She's a badass bitch, and another mouthy hoe. You know, we're getting together. We're talking to each other. We're making shit happen.
Yeah, that's an interesting premise. You were talking to Ralph Sutton about it before, and so basically you've done all this research and you've read books on this stuff, or how did you get into the whole idea of doing a show on sex work?
Well, I started slinging pussy at like 17, and then I've spent the last 13 years rationalizing that choice. So I've been doing all kinds of research, and it turns out that the oldest profession has a history. So we've been we've been hanging out and doing all kinds of stuff. Like we've always existed, and so all kinds of people have been doing all kinds of sex work for all of human history, and they have stories to tell, and a lot of those stories have been preserved. So I don't think we're ever going to run out of stories, which is pretty cool. But we're trying to send the message home that, like, I don't know, being a prostitute is not this like one-dimensional, all-consuming identity. Like all kinds of people have been doing all kinds of things for the whole time.
And each episode has like a different premise, like a different point in history where sex work was going on. Each
episode focuses on a different historic figure. So like a person with a name. So we like tell their story, and then we have a commercial break, and then we come back and we talk about a contemporary sex worker issue that period talks about. So like with our first episode, we talk about Ah Toy, who was a Chinese immigrant from Hong Kong in 1849 to San Francisco during the gold rush. And then today we talk about sex trafficking and brothels and yellow fever and the fetishization of Asian women and how different kinds of sex workers are profiting from that.
That's really interesting because we were talking about it again before the show started, that not only in Gas Digital, but just in general in the whole podcast realm, you have a lot of comics doing podcasts where they're funny people. They are interesting. They're obviously opinionated, but everything they talk about is all like pop culture. So they're kind of rehashing the same thing. Yeah. So I think it's cool when you have a comic, or in your case, 2 comics, that pick a very specific niche or genre, or in your case, points of history.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was a history major, so it feels good to be using my degree for the first time in my goddamn life. And then it's also nice to talk to another comic who also has this shared context, right? She's also sold pussy and panties and like engaged in the sex industry. So any story that we tell, like whether we're separated by this figure by 50 years or 5,000 years, like technology changes, but people really don't. So like we get what it means to be a sex worker. Today in ancient Babylon, ancient Greece, gold rush, San Francisco, you name it.
Yeah, it never changes. As human beings, we have needs. That's sex, food, and more sex. Oh, here we go.
Hey, do you guys want to introduce me again? Shame on, guys. Being late to your goddamn show.
Hey, this is a highly produced segment.
Oh.
The time starts now.
Oh, okay.
Well, we figure we booked you for the whole hour. We put you to work from the beginning.
That is true.
So start without us and show us what you got.
How'd it go?
How did it go?
How'd it go, Ricky?
I thought it went very well. Her podcast sounds fascinating.
What is
The oldest profession.
Did you play our theme song yet?
Yeah, well, you want me to play it again?
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
All right, one sec.
You're a bitch, you're a slut, you're so ugly, you're a mutt, go fuck yourself, shame on. You're a nerd, you're too fat, fuck your shoes, fuck your hat, go fuck yourself, shame on. Fuck you, fuck me, fuck everybody, go fuck yourself, shame on. Whoa, shame on. We hate you, 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 shame on.
Welcome back to Shame On, and we are halfway hard.
We got a semi.
We have a semi going. As you know, today's episode is, say it with me, prostitution.
Prostitution.
Shame on them hoes. Bitch better have my money. I'm so excited. Listen, the thing I like about a prostitute is that they just do whatever the fuck you want. And I felt like we couldn't get into this better than with anybody else, Karen.
I mean, she's not just a whore. She's
not-
an attention whore.
Yes.
So, I mean, let her fucking break it open. Let her
Totally.
do a little monologue up top. Let the people know. What did, you had talked about your podcast?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Just gave the plug.
Are
Went
you
on
still
to talking
whoring?
points. Not officially.
Ladies and gentlemen, comedian.
Sorry. I forgot.
I'm the lead host, Karen.
I am
I
dating.
haven't even
There's
smoked
a
yet.
reason.
I was
we'll
going to
get
ask you that.
Oh, we want to know. Comedian, host of the Naked Show, or former host.
Former host.
She used to sell it on the stage.
No one was
Naked.
making any money on that show.
So she was like, I'm just going to diversify one specialty at a time, comedy and or nudity. No and.
Nudity.
Kaitlyn
Bailey.
Good job, Micah.
Thank you.
host of a new sex prostitution
Sure.
podcast.
Yeah.
Guys,
What's
we
the
fucked.
genre? Guys, we fucked.
History.
Congratulations on your book.
Oh.
I read it, and I think you're brilliant.
Wait, what?
Corinne, right?
No. All right.
Corinne Bailey.
Corinne Bailey. She's
singer.
so hot.
I know.
Bailey Ray.
Yep.
Is that...
So you're not whoring anymore? Do you mean not officially? What does that mean?
No, I mean, like, I'm dating, and like I think we're all whores in a capitalist
Okay,
system.
sure,
But
How
sure,
like,
much
sure.
do
you
you
know,
get paid for a date?
Yeah.
used to get paid $5,000 a month, and then a decade before that, it was $400 an hour. But that was when I was in high school.
How many hours a month?
I mean, I
Come
don't.
on, Jew. Break
I
it
don't
down.
know. I wasn't keeping that kind of Excel spreadsheet until I worked on campaigns and felt like
Wait,
when I was really exploited.
You never counted your hourly rate to bone? That would
No,
be the only thing I do.
No, I knew my hourly rate. What are you talking about?
You said $5,000 a month.
Oh yeah, but that was just one guy, and so like
But how many hours would you give to that guy?
I think we fucked in a year and a half 3 times.
What?
What were
Yeah.
you doing otherwise?
Responding to his texts in a timely fashion.
Yeah.
What? I should be a millionaire. I respond all the time.
Yeah.
You could find, like, there's like that billionaire guy who like showed up to my show who like leads with his money. Like, it's
Right.
like, I'm a millionaire. I don't even know what I would have to do, but I feel like I could like
No,
be in control of it.
Yeah, the sex worker undertones in like regular pants dating is just there. I mean, like dudes feel like they need to lead with their money, and like women feel like they need to get paid for their time.
But
I mean,
the thing is, like, with this guy, like, I was so not attracted to him that I
Right.
couldn't get past that. Like, he was short. He wore weird pointy shoes.
That's gross.
He had little feet.
Was he
Yeah.
an elf?
Yeah.
Was this Jeff Sessions?
Yes. Yes.
Because you could have actually impacted the future with that plan.
Fuck.
You should have schedule a sesh, you know?
right?
Speaking of sesh, give me your weed. Is it in here?
Okay, this is the pipe. These are the people. Open it up and suck my
the
dick.
people. Oh,
Suck
my
my
God.
dick.
You Jews know that?
Karen, how much? Yes, we all have to learn your shitty Christian ways. We live in 2017 for a reason.
So
Right.
shitty. You just
We all-
repeated it perfectly.
Okay, well,
What's the matter with you?
I don't care.
Okay.
The weed was free. The box that it's in is free.
Am I going to have to use my own lighter? Because that's really going to upset me.
I got a lighter.
There we go.
Great. All right. Now that I'm happy, let's get back to the whore.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the hornado.
I lied to you. I don't have a lighter.
fucking hate you,
Sorry.
whore.
I know.
Does whore offend you?
No.
It doesn't.
No.
Thanks.
Do you identify with that word?
Sure.
You like when someone's like, "Hey, whore," would you turn around?
I mean, yeah, but like, I mean, that's is that not most women? Like, are we not?
Yeah, I assume if someone says whore, they're talking about like me for sure.
Right, especially yeah.
But you've been like raped a bunch too, right?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Karen's like, "Hey, don't brag about her whole resume at once."
Right.
Is that on your resume as a prostitute?
Yeah, I mean, I've done the vagina monologues, and like, who has done that? Who hasn't been raped? I mean, that's not.
I haven't, and I did the vagina
I
monologues
was like,
in college.
all the
so.
ugly ones, right?
Wait a minute. So, did you get raped and then
You
whore?
weren't raped, Karen.
No, I
you
wasn't.
Liar.
No, I was in the vagina monologues.
I
though.
know. She's saying who was in the vagina monologues.
Who wasn't raped?
and
was
Karen
raped?
raised her hand and said, "Me, bitch.
Yeah.
I wasn't raped,
Yeah.
and I also did the vagina monologues." Follow the conversation, Micah.
She's hammered. She's been drinking since 4.
Oh, fun.
I ate a waffle
you off the
cone full
wagon?
of chicken.
No, I'm
Oh, good.
I'm sober. She is hammered.
I ate a waffle cone full of chicken.
What on purpose?
had maple syrup and sugar cinnamon on it.
She came up with
Chicken
the
and-
idea to make you start the podcast alone, drunk, walking over here.
Oh, great.
Wait, because it was, yeah, we could have totally joined you on time. But then I was like, no, wait. She's my hoe for the hour, and I would
Yeah.
want her to start without me.
It's a nightmare.
That's like how Weinstein probably does it, you know? Like, start without him. He's going to be in the shower.
You know what? This
Yeah,
is the
God knows he's not making women wet. You got to get there yourself before he gets in there.
He thought a water world. Like, isn't that the perfect door to stand in front of and jerk off, though? Because it's, like, such a confusing door to open anyway. It's, like, the side thing. You're like, even when you know which direction, it still, like, doesn't fold perfectly.
No, it just doesn't make sense.
I bet that's what I picture every time you have someone jerking off, which is now a comedian trend, right?
Yes.
I think so.
It's Louis C.K. allegedly.
I let a
Allegedly.
guy jerk off on my stomach when I was in college, and it was like one of the grossest experiences of my life.
Did you feel violated?
No, I was like, this is your fault, Karen. You're fucking drunk again.
You've only had a guy jerk off on your stomach once?
Well, that I didn't want. I didn't
Oh.
want, like, and it was because I didn't want to fuck him, and he was like relentless. He was like dogged or whatever. I mean,
Right.
sometimes you're hammered in college and you bring home a dude in a blue hat and a matching
And he just won't
blue
take no for an
vest.
answer.
and you're
you're
like,
like-
fine, just jerk off
You're
on
like,
me.
I'd rather make sure you come before you rape me.
But my question I was going to ask you is,
That is a good strategy.
I think that's a safe strategy. If he's like, I'm going to come inside or outside, I'd be like, outside.
Outside. Yeah. Come on my back. I don't want to participate.
did you get raped and then go back to whoring? Like, was
Yes.
that, wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're right. She's
What came-
asking for it.
What came
Sure.
first, the rape or the whore?
Oh, definitely the whoring. I mean, like the
Okay.
second dude I fucked was a client. So I cheated on my very first boyfriend in
to make
order to
money?
have sex for money.
How
yeah.
broke was your first boyfriend?
I mean, he was also in high school, so
I went to private school,
yeah, we
so
went
my
to rich
boyfriends had
people's-
money.
Yeah.
no, this was not that situation.
What was I just gonna? Do you get turned on when you fuck your like Johns?
Depends. I mean, often no.
Yeah.
But,
Do you get turned on when you fuck regular style?
yeah.
Oh,
You,
okay.
usually.
Listen.
I've also, I mean,
Is that normal?
whatever. I've also had, I mean, we've all had obligatory sex with, like,
Yes.
fucking, more than 6 months into a relationship or
Do you think
whatever.
that's rape? Because people are
No.
saying that's rape. People say
People are saying lots of things. I mean,
say
It's only rape when I want it.
people are saying that sex work is rape. People are basically saying that, like, sex work is when you pay to rape somebody. And it's like, I don't know, it feels like negotiated consent to me.
Oh, that's
right?
Yeah,
that's
I
Like,
agree with
it's
you.
conditional consent. You pay me, and therefore
Well,
I
those are no-
consent.
two consenting adults entering a business
Honestly,
Yeah,
arrangement.
exactly.
Prostitution sounds like the most consensual sex you could have.
100%.
Yeah, agreed.
Totally.
You're like, you got it on paper, and that paper is green.
I'm
Yeah.
just curious if like a rape would scare the whoring out of you. Like if you wouldn't want to
Nah,
go back.
That wasn't the
No.
Because then at least you're guaranteed to get something
See,
out
I
of
don't
it.
think you were
Right.
really raped then.
I mean, that's an interesting perspective.
She's the sober one. I want to
You're fine.
to reiterate.
I don't know. If you're like, it wasn't traumatizing if you're going back in the ring. You know
I mean,
what
does it have to be traumatizing in order for it to be real
I
rape?
think rape should be traumatizing.
I think rape are kind of like car accidents. The fact that fender benders exist doesn't mean that fatal car crashes don't exist. You can have something that's a consent violation that's
but-
like not a trauma and
So-
also not cool.
You have a bent fender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that get you
A lot
paid
of
extra?
body damage. Right? A lot of paint jobs.
I mean, obviously, sexual trauma goes hand in hand
Yeah.
with sex work. I mean, that's the
All of my sexual trauma happened with rec sex.
rec sex.
Yeah.
Recreational.
Oh, rec sex. I thought you said Rex X, like your ex was named Rex.
Wrecked it. Like my ex just wrecked that
Yeah.
pussy.
Oh, I was gonna thought you were gonna say you wrecked your rectum.
Rec.
Wreck'em, wreck'em.
Do you
go
get
ahead,
fucked
Micah.
in the ass for money? What is on the table?
You
I
should
mean-
know the answer to that right away.
I used to.
Yeah.
And now it's recreational.
Do you like
Yeah.
anal?
I like it like twice a year. Like twice a year I get
Oh, like
like
turkey.
no, it feels like turkey where I get like an out and out craving for it and I want it and it's all I want and there's nothing else that a substitute and the rest of the time it's a bullshit meat.
Yeah, because it's like how much cranberry sauce can you
Right,
really
exactly.
take?
But I'll eat Thanksgiving sandwiches like 2 weeks after
All
Thanksgiving.
right, that's a finger in the butt.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, a finger in the butt is like a Thanksgiving sandwich. We
Right.
can only do Thanksgiving like once a year.
Cranberry sauce.
Because also all the
really want
preparation, the table setting.
It's just a lot happening.
You can't eat for a day beforehand.
Look at you pretending like you know your family. Celebrating Thanksgiving.
They yelled at me at how you're supposed to behave on family holidays at the home.
I've taken all the classes.
They made us take tests on it, and so that way when our adopted family brought us in, we wouldn't be so out of place.
Pass to the left.
Oh, I like taters. Isn't that cute how I said it? Can I sleep inside?
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
No, I know, I'm rich.
You were the most popular girl in the group home. All right, back to the whore.
Were you in a group home? Where did your parents go wrong?
They're fine.
Yeah.
I'm an only child.
When did somebody proposition you first, or were you like,
No.
why did you need money? You couldn't just ask
No,
your
I
parents
didn't
for
need,
money?
No, I didn't need money. I had a generous allowance. I also had a job,
Define
and
generous.
I had $400. The same allowance my dad was on.
Wait, who was putting your dad on allowance?
My mother.
Did she make the money, or was she just
No,
a
my
badass?
father made all the money, and
Oh
my
my
mother
God.
put him on an allowance,
I
and it
wanna
was the
fuck
same as
her.
mine.
That's
That's
just,
hot.
wait,
Yeah.
how much? $400 a week?
$400 a month.
A month? Wait,
Yeah.
what?
$400 a month cash, and he could spend it on whatever he wanted to spend it on. And the answer was McDonald's and Starbucks.
$100 a week.
That was whatever he wanted? Was McDonald's?
Whatever he wanted. McDonald's and Starbucks was what he wanted.
$400 a month. And
Yeah.
she would like what? Make sure there were meals and clothes. Like she would do all that.
Yeah. So she paid all the bills, and like anything that he wanted, he'd like go to her and be like, "I need a new motor from a fishing boat," or like, "I
And
would
he
like."
brought
to...
in the money.
He brought in like 80-90% of the money.
What
my
were
whole life.
What were her spending habits?
She spends what she's an interior designer, so
But who made 10% of the income? Let's be honest.
right, exactly, because
Right, she
designer.
has like a fluffy
Yeah.
career or whatever.
Yeah.
But my question is,
She's like, I have
what
good
is she
taste with the-
spending his money on?
throw pillows.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
You
I mean,
That's
and
great.
real estate. You know, like she wasn't stupid and frivolous. Like
Yeah.
she made investments that made sense and whatever. Like we're
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
But also throw pillows and designer paint and
Yeah.
What was your
flowers.
family's income?
I actually don't know the answer to that.
Give me
You
a break.
don't?
What did your dad?
I
what does
know
your
what my
do?
dad was making when I was in high school.
What was your dad making?
I'm not telling until she tells.
All right.
In retirement, let's see if we can do this math. So
Yeah.
my dad makes $5,000 a month now, sitting on his butt, and that's military
That's like
and
his
OSHA.
pension.
That's pension.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like,
Right.
oh,
Right.
this isn't looking good.
No. So
I'm like-
is that half, or is that like 80%, or is that like I don't know what
Yeah,
that
I don't know.
is.
So you
I
know
thought
what
we were
it's-
getting rid of it. Pensions and Social Security and shit.
Yeah. No, it's over. This is the
against-
last generation that's happening.
I'm against it.
So I wonder, it's probably half. So he was probably making 10 grand a month.
Yeah.
So that's like 120K.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And back in the 90s.
And you had
Yeah.
your brothers, sisters.
Nope,
You're the only child.
Yeah. All just fully invested. I had all the hockey equipment I wanted.
You were
Any-
just like staring at your puss one day and were like, "Let me sell this fucking
Yeah,
thing."
I was like, how can we?
Let me
how
hawk
can I
this fucking thing.
monetize?
Yeah.
How can I want to be an entrepreneur? So
it's just
bad.
like an interesting thought to have crossed your mind.
It's
It's
not-
never crossed my mind.
It's in the zeitgeist. I
It's
mean, like,
never. Wait, stop. Hold on, I'm
Thank
slow,
you.
but
Not-
give me a fucking break
not
right
the
now.
same way.
You're a
no, you like to
hoe.
manipulate men out of
Not-
money instead of just charging straightforward for
She
it.
charges men to give them back their ATM cards.
It's called extortion.
It's called extortion. Exactly.
It's called extortion.
Sure.
It's different than prostitution. Those are two different things.
Yeah, one is wrong, and one is a negotiated contract between adults.
Why is extortion wrong?
What?
What is the one where you manipulate them into giving you gifts because they'll think you're mad if you don't?
It's extortion.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That extortion paid for a beautiful raincoat that I still wear.
Sure.
I'm
And a dog.
pragmatic. And no, the dog was a separate purchase.
What is the best purchase you've ever gotten with your whore money?
Oh God. The West Village apartment.
You
Was
own
that-
that? Or just even being able to rent
Just
it?
being able to rent it
Yeah.
was $10,000 up front. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I don't have an income where I can be like, I make this amount,
Yeah.
I'm safe. It was like $10,000 cash and an email from my father, like she's a responsible girl.
Well, yeah.
He didn't even have to put his name on anything? He didn't have to down... Really?
Yeah,
That's it? Oh, my God.
I lucked out. I mean, it
pretty
was
good.
just yeah.
It's pretty good.
Your apartment. And yours is a raincoat?
Listen, I know, but
mean,
it's
She
like,
has an apartment in the West Village.
Right,
and
but I
you're
was in
talking
a-
shit about prostituting?
I'm not talking
But she's
shit. I'm
not a
talking shit.
whore.
I'm trying to understand the thought process
Sure.
in high school. At like, how old are you?
Well, we
15?
should start
16.
when I started.
Like
I
I
was
was
17.
in ballet every day.
Sure,
like
sure,
I was
sure.
I was in a play.
I took
like
ballet,
I
I
was
took
like
modern,
I
I
was
was in
like, you know what I
theater
mean?
class, I
Like
was on the debate
I
team.
wasn't thinking about selling
ladies.
my pussy.
I mean, we want to go like the high school resume to high school resume.
no, I'll smoke you. I was ranked 5th in the country.
Okay.
So my question is, what day? What was it? One day that you're just like, it was over.
No,
like,
it was years. Years
when,
of like
how old were you when you
obsession.
were first like?
12.
Because you have to see somebody else doing it or
Nope,
something.
I read
you have
about
to
it.
learn about it. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. You have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
learn about it.
reading-
Memoirs of a Geisha, and you were like, ooh, I feel
Sold.
Asian-y.
Yeah, I was like, I
Now,
can.
what was it? What book was it? That's a
It was
great
Anais
question.
Nin's erotica. So it was like Little Birds
Who
and
gave
Delta
you that
and
book?
Venus.
I don't know.
It exists in the world.
I guess I was like not into learning either. I was like,
But you
not
were ranked
trying
5th
to,
in the country on learning.
That was performance based.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't like
Excuse
trying.
me, I was not bragging about knowing.
right. No, I wasn't bragging about knowing things.
I'm not a
I was just
fucking nerd.
I was bragging about screaming the loudest, and I am 5th at that.
It's better than 6th and 7th.
Listen, girl, I don't know. Whenever it's like percentiles, I'm like 99th. I'm like, oh no, I'm the worst. They're like, no, you're a genius. I'm like, oh. You could have fooled me.
You were talking about standardized tests.
Yay.
Okay, so you read an erotica book. Okay, so that's okay. Now I'm trying to put myself there, right?
So I'm like masturbating to the like proverbial whore.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm
The language is really flowery. You were masturbating to such like, like
and
poetry.
I mean Anais Nin is like a really good writer.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, no, I have no idea. Whatever. What's the story of O? Is that her?
No.
Okay, then no.
What's that one?
It's just some like fucking BDSM, but like it's like a classic novel, The Story of O. I don't know. A friend gave it to me, and
It's like the vampire books, like that. or like the Sleeping Beauty shit.
Books are so
Oh,
lame.
the Sleeping Beauty one. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, what's that bitch's Alice something or Aunt? Like,
Yeah.
starts with an A.
Go
I don't
Ask
know.
Alice. I read that book when I
That's-
was like in 6th grade. That shit was pretty gnarly.
It wasn't Go Ask Alice, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We talked about it on This Week in Jackin'.
Sweet.
About 1 in every 3 women would bring up that like Sleeping Beauty tale and be like, "That's what fucking got me off first." I never read it. You can't teach
No.
me.
You're unteachable.
So you read a book and you started masturbating and you were like, "Hey, I bet someone should pay me for this." Or did you see like The Girls Next Door or something?
No, I didn't see The Girls Next Door. I mean, it was just, like, prostitution predates us as a species. Like, it's like hunting in that way. It's like not,
So you're saying animals sell themselves for sex?
yeah.
I thought they just all got raped.
No,
Because
it's
if you've
different.
watched any nature documentary, it's like, that's a
There's,
rape.
there's
power
definitely rape also predates us as a species, but as does exchanging like food, shelter, or whatever for like sexual access.
Because I think about like
and you think
ancient
that's
women.
prostitution, though?
Yeah, I mean, like, so like penguins, for example, right? So like the a male and female penguin, they're pair bonding as a species,
Yeah.
right? So they have like supposedly monogamous
Right,
couples.
penguins stick together.
They stick together, right? While
Except
the
for
males,
half the year, like, the males aren't even
They're
there.
not
so
there.
It's like,
They're like carrying the egg around.
well, while the male is out fishing, right? When he's expected to come back that night, if there's a male hanging out, he might offer the girl penguin a stone for her nest to beautify her nest, and then sometimes she teases him and doesn't fuck him, and sometimes she fucks him. So it's like a mini like strip tease and or prostitution, but it's very explicitly in exchange
Wouldn't
for
that
stones
decision
outside.
depend on how bad you wanted the stone?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're saying you'd fuck if you really wanted a stone?
I think
talk
all of us
stones.
would do lots of things we don't think we're capable of if the situation was different.
I mean, I've had regretful sex. Like, I still do sometimes.
I regret everyone you've had sex with. I just I
lots
wish
of
it-
regretful sex. Jesus.
Just if
I
I
have. I've had.
What a waste. I
Yeah.
mean, dear God.
Right.
In
It's
my
just a
life.
waste of time.
I've had lots of good sex too.
I guess. Listen, you fuck so many famous people.
No,
and
I don't. Who?
aspirationally famous. You are a talent hoe.
That's not true. I don't think that way. I don't think so at all.
What about the Lucas babies?
They're I don't know if they're famous. They have a great career. They're doing great.
What about,
I love them.
What about the guy you're not alled to talk about publicly on podcasts anymore?
That I received a text message from.
Yeah.
Hey, Kara, comma.
Yeah.
Wait.
Don't talk about me in podcast.
Yeah.
You're gonna be silenced by some fucking text message.
I mean, I don't care enough. It's like whatever.
Fair.
It's like why? I mean, it was over. I said it once when I was in a blackout. It's out there. I don't care.
Right.
But it's not like I need to bring it up all the time.
Right.
No, but he was a very talented person.
Sure, I guess. Total narcissist though.
Aren't
Total
we all?
turn off.
Is that not?
There's levels. And there's a way to be like socially like chill. Like there's a way to be cool about your narcissism.
Here's what I know. Most of the time you date just because you want to fuck them, but half the time you date people who you wouldn't think are physically
that is not
exciting,
true.
but they're very
Look,
talented.
but if-
and is that not prostitution?
I don't know.
How are you not
I've
attracted
always-
to talent?
Well,
yeah,
of
I
course.
feel attracted to talent. Yeah, I feel like if I really admire somebody, like the way that they think or like the
find
work that they
success
do,
appealing, and I'm
Yeah.
attracted to talent.
How is
of
money
course.
not also like the same thing? It's
well,
like
it's a
hey,
power. It's
Yeah.
of course it's an aphrodisiac. Of course,
Money doesn't hurt, and I'm like super like I have no manners when it comes to talking about people's money and what they buy me and shit they spend it on.
Yeah.
I think it's goofy to have manners about it.
about money.
Yeah. A lot of people I think would disagree with me. And
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like
like, that's some
tacky or
low-class
whatever, but like
shit.
I don't fucking care. It's like what's the problem? Who cares? You're not gonna have it when you're dead. You might not have it tomorrow. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, did you not get that memo?
Or maybe she just had like a brownout. Are you come back with us?
Hey, it's never a blackout when you're being recorded.
Oh man, I wish that were true.
There's always something there to remind me. Dun, dun. That is my head on the ground. Oh no, she's out. So you became a hoe. Mm-hmm. And now,
Micah, I'm trying to think of you. Like you're
What?
the same way. I mean, right now you have like a beta nobody boyfriend who you're barely in love with. But the thing is,
Wait, that's the guy that's really good with the construction, right?
he's
He
a
knows how
total
to do
babe.
things.
He's a
so
total
great.
babe.
He's great.
I rubbed
He's fucking awesome.
I rubbed my clit all over his leg last night. I was humping him like a mad woman.
I still get wet every time I look at that wallpaper. I mean, Jesus.
It's growing mold.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so he has one thing, but like, don't you maybe miss, you know, because you dated men of a certain stature that maybe had, you know, some very special late night TV appearances.
I've had the most famous albino in the world.
Oh, shared.
Oh, my little Eskimo sisters! I forgot. What a
Eskimo
gem.
sisters.
Oh, man.
That's appropriate for an albino.
Yeah,
guys
that's fair.
Both fuck the Siamese python. What is the Burmese python? But he's Siamese.
Not bad in bed.
I doubt it. I mean, he's probably got a big blight, whack, blick, whack, blight, whack.
Only one way to find out, and that's by us telling you it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys like when he stares longingly into your eyes with his one eye? Is that a turn on? Was that a thing?
You just learned to unfocus. Am I wrong?
I would like buy him like patches, like funny patches for the lazy one that were like, "Sup, girl."
The way that I thought about it, and I told him this is like I felt like I was getting like fucked by like a mythological creature.
You said that,
Right, like that's what it felt like. I was like, there's, you know, like it's different, it's related.
I get turned on when I see Burmese pythons, and there's like 8 black guys holding one big Burmese python. Whoa, what would that be fun?
Karen watches
Roll around
horse
with them.
videos.
I
You
love
watch
horse videos.
So. What's the craziest thing someone's asked you to do in bed?
It professionally, because it's really boring.
Professionally, yeah.
I mean, professionally, you gotta. These are professors. These are like
That's who's
Research
hiring
Triangle Park people. These are just dudes in their 50s.
Wait, did you say Research Triangle Park people?
Yeah.
I know who those are.
I'm sorry. It's like Raleigh. Like it's a geographic thing. But these are like
in the South.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Have you prostituted in New York?
Just the sugaring, which feels like a real.
Not according to Kerr Metzger. Just kidding.
Wait, what?
Just kidding. It's just joking.
I don't get that.
No, what I did in what I did in New York was sugaring, which I think is a form of prostitution.
Of
but
course
like
it is.
certainly people.
If there's quid pro quo, if there's a dollar amount late signed out, that's prostitution.
Well, I mean, is it just quid pro quo? Because then, I mean, Karen, get under this red umbrella.
What?
I mean, part of the quid pro quo sex.
Yeah, no, I don't. My thing is like, the security that like having prostitution as a profession, I think is different than being like spent and spoiled and like bought gifts and stuff. I'm talking about like your livelihood depending on your pussy, not like, I mean, I put clothes on my back, I put a roof over my head, but like, yeah, I get nice
my parents
things.
put clothes on my back and a roof over my head when I was in high school. Does that mean my sex work doesn't count? I was charging by the hour.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool, great.
No,
Then
I don't
there
know.
you go.
What do you mean, like? Because
Like she's saying, like,
I'm saying like
I think it's
I'm
one of
like
those things that-
solvent. Like
No, I feel like the thing. This is sex work is one of those things that like the closer you get to it, the fuzzier it looks, right? Because it's like we think that we have an idea in our head of what it is, but then like, you know, what about webcam girls that never interact with a physical client
I mean,
ever?
well, that's
what
like-
about porn professionals
Sure.
who only work with other professionals and not clients?
it is. It's like the risk factor.
What about girls
right?
that date for dinner?
Yeah. Hey, listen.
We know Karen's not one of those.
I like dinner. I like a nice steak dinner. I like looking at the steak. No.
Date for dinner is so weird to me because I'm like, what's fun about food with somebody you hate?
Listen, the other thing is like you don't know, you might like them. I would like give somebody a shot, you know? Like maybe there's some chemistry there. Maybe they surprise you. Maybe you're in the mood to like date somebody who's like going to be a beta as fuck and not hurt you for a few months, and then you throw them away like they're garbage. Right?
Or you stay with them, you know.
I'm gonna marry mine.
Great, congrats. We just have different cycles.
Sure.
But my point is like
Sometimes you move in and your apartment isn't as well decorated as you thought, but it's still a lot better than you're used to.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
I love him.
I know.
I'm gonna help you keep him.
You're doing a great job so far.
Like being dependent on my pussy, like waking up and being like, because like some days I want to fuck, some days I don't want to fuck, some days I want to like do yoga and walk my dog, you know, like waking up, like what if like every day in order to like live a lifestyle that I'm accustomed to, it's like you have to have regretful sex more often than not.
Yeah, that just never was my experience, and I've done a couple of different kinds of sex work.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time I have like obligatory sex that I don't want is when I'm in a relationship with somebody where I'm like, it's just easier to fuck you than not, right?
But my other thing is like I'm happier. I prefer having sexual relations with someone that I have an emotional connection to. Somebody that I have like a trust with, somebody that I'm building something with.
Yeah, I like a lot of different kinds of sex. So I've had like not emotionally connected recreational sex, which I think we've all had.
I mean, I've had like and
I've also had like intense emotional connections with people who were paying me. Like that, it's a spectrum.
Does that make you want to go back? My question is like, where does the future lie? And like what does a relationship
Robot
develop?
sex. I know this one.
Nailed it.
The future will always be robot sex, even if we weren't talking about
Doesn't matter what we do, it's fucking coming. First they're replacing the cashiers, now they're coming for our cab drivers, and they will be coming for our whores.
Does that mean a whore's gonna watch a robot fuck you and make sure you fuck it right?
I hope so.
It's like, you didn't pay me
I think we
that
should move
ass
towards
fuck.
a future of like a tribunal of whores, right? Like you just got to take a bunch of postmenopausal sex workers, and if they think that you're bullshitting them, then you go to jail for the rest of your life, and if they think you're chill, then you're fine.
I mean, that's a great point too. Like you're talking about postmenopausal. Like what about when your sex drive is gone? What are you left with? What if you don't have any other skill sets?
I don't know. That the same thing could be said about coal miners. I mean, there's gotta be a point where your back gives out, right?
Yeah, but don't coal miners like have like a union?
Not anymore. I mean, they used to. We used to have those kinds of fucking social safety nets in place.
Yeah, but
Prostitution historically.
So,
has
I mean,
been-
you're answering me back with like another example, but I'm saying like a coal miner's life is shitty too.
Yeah.
Like, who wants a shitty life?
Sex work has been a lot of different kinds of things to a lot of different types of people for a lot of different kinds of people for all of human history.
Right.
Most of sex work, if you look at like most places, it's something that girls, mostly girls, some men, some trans people do temporarily to make ends meet, right? It becomes
and
institutionalized.
then you become like Cardi B or something.
What?
Cardi B.
I don't know who that is.
These is red shoes. These is bloody. Wait, I fucked it up.
These is red bottom.
These is red bottoms. These is bloody shoes. This is the most wonderful song.
You gotta look into Cardi B.
I will have to look
She's
that
the
up.
hospiration.
I was just thinking about something that you made me forget because I fucking love Cardi B. Ricky, why aren't you playing that song already?
I know,
don't
he's like just
understand.
listening. He's like,
You
yeah,
have
I
the
wish I could hear that song right now too,
fucking
girls.
instincts of a paraplegic.
No, because I'll start to look for something, and then when I put it on, you'll be moving on to something else,
You're
and
right, we're
it'll be out of
fast.
context.
We're fast
You're
ladies.
too fast for me.
Fast
Like,
ladies
you have a
over
really
here.
hard job.
I don't even know who the hell that is.
Well, there you go.
I know.
Losers.
We've talked about Cardi B on
loser
every
whore.
episode.
Loser producer.
Do you want me to pull it up?
Yes.
How do you spell it?
Cardi B. CARDIB.
That was very
All right, give me
impressive.
2 seconds.
Oh, thank God. I mean, I just love Ricky, and he's the hardest working person here, but it's still like, get with it.
He's so wonderful.
know.
He's from heaven.
Okay, so have you ever been yelled at during sex? Like, oh, you're not fucking me right.
I mean, yeah, but rec sex. All of my clients were really super
Respectful.
There it is.
Part of the deal.
Good party.
Oh, I recognize this.
So, as legend has it, the legend of Cardi B.
Go on.
There was a young woman
You
named
can't fuck with me if you wanted to.
These expensive,
These is red bottoms. These is bloody shoes. Oh, such a
I
good
can get
song.
them both, but
I'm living this song forever.
And I'm
Break it
quick
down.
cutting
Sorry,
nigga off, so
Sorry,
don't
thanks,
get
Ricky.
comfortable. Look.
Back to the
She was
whore.
living with her boyfriend. He was beating the shit out of her. They were both living in his parents' place. She
Yeah.
became a stripper to fucking pay her way out of there. She became a rapper.
Is she a
now
dance major?
No,
She was a
Karen.
dance major.
Was she?
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people, like in Victorian England, would leave their abusive husbands through sex work. Like
Right.
that was a
Yeah.
definitely.
But you weren't leaving an abusive home.
No, I was staying in a supportive home.
So why did you want to? Does sex better with money?
I feel like I keep saying the idea of it turned me on. Like being a sexually powerful, like it is. There's a power in being like, no. In order to get with this, you're gonna pay me this money, like paying homage or like
and
paying.
you're making $400 this fuck.
$400 an hour.
Where did you come up with that rate?
I looked at what everyone else was charging and added $50. I wanted to be at the top of the market.
Because you were a teenager,
Yeah, I wanted to be at the top of the
I
market.
mean,
Smart.
Well, I
seriously,
I
those
wasn't
people-
working in volume. I didn't have any bills to pay. So like,
they should be in jail. They are pedophiles.
And I didn't look like I
No,
didn't
but
look like a barely
Legally, you were what, 15?
No, I was 17, and the legal age of consent
And
is
this is a
16.
South? Oh,
so
okay.
like I mean, technically,
Sweet
some of my
spot. She
clients.
started right in the sweet spot.
Unbeknownst to them.
So it's written so like poetically, the story of your horism. That I'm like maybe it is just that, just like a story that like you just wrote and you just like perform it on podcasts all the time.
Do you have any receipts?
We need to examine your vagina.
Sure.
Do you like?
Would you rather look at my Roth IRA?
Yeah. Well, you were saying like, how do you retire? I mean, obviously, you make a lot of money. You just have to be a smart hoe.
So the thing,
a nest
you
egg.
have to consider sex work in comparison to other people's options, right? Like, so for me, at the time that I started doing sex work, my option is $400 working whenever I fucking want to, where men in any other context who would be in charge of me do what I say, or making $10 an hour getting yelled at in a minimum wage job, right? That's the choice that I'm making.
Do what you say, but then you gotta put their dirty dicks in you.
I mean, with a condom on. Which,
Dirty dicks. Yeah,
Sure.
but what if he slips it off? Pumps a couple times.
that's only something that's happened during rec sex.
Yeah.
I've never had a client do that, probably because
I
they
don't know.
recognize
That
that,
was-
like...
I mean, nobody wants to really go raw dog with the hooker. I mean, that's the other
Right.
thing that I'm saying about like the shitty life. Like, there's just a stigma attached to
Yeah,
it.
no, there's totally
I mean,
a
we're not
stigma.
a far ahead of it yet. You know, like as a society, like it's a shameful profession.
Right, but we made those choices, and there's
Yeah.
nothing organic or...
It's like being gay.
Yeah. It's like we had a lot. It is though. Like I think that sex workers are today where gay men were in the 50s, and that like if you were to say to somebody like I'm gay, they're like, "What do you mean you're about to die of pneumonia and depression?" It's like no, I like
are
people
those
of my
things
same
gay?
sex. Yeah, they believed that like homosexuality like ate your energy. It's like tuberculosis and like pneumonia and all the consumption or whatever, all evidence
No,
of
they're just like
homosexuality.
faggots.
Right. Yeah. That's what they. That's
You-
yeah. I thought
you don't
consumption
throw-
was like a what's it called? Jesus, a symptom of faggotry was
Yeah.
consumption.
Oh, being a drunk.
Yeah.
What isn't that what consumption is? Being a drunk?
No, consumption is like you wither away and die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like me.
Consumption.
Thanks, Tricky.
I'm confused.
Because you're not consuming.
No, because you'll
enough.
get like
Yeah.
what did you say, like pneumonia or something?
Yeah,
Like-
pneumonia.
Like you drown in your own mucus. Like your body takes itself.
Yeah, because you drown in dicks first, and then God punishes you by drowning you in mucus.
like jizz
pretty
does
gross.
kind of coagulate like that though.
I was always
Yeah.
I
It's
would
like
like
it's sticky the longer you
I would
leave
hear
it.
that story, that like horror story that everybody told growing up. It's like, oh, this guy went to have sex with a whore and it was terrible. It was like dry and like it's awful. And then she went in the bathroom and came back out and they fucked again. He's like, it was great. It was like super wet. He's like, what'd you do? She's like, oh, I just went and picked all my scabs.
No. Wait, that's a horror story.
Horror. What did I say? Horror?
Wait a second. That's not true. I'm gonna.
it's a
fucking vomit.
horror story.
Wait a second. That's a lie you made up. Nobody picks scabs
Maybe-
for wet pussy.
That's
I mean, I
another
gotta tell
horror
you, that was a
story.
strategy. I mean, the second you stop whoring, the scabs appear.
See?
And the
Start-
best
they
way to get wet.
fossilized.
Yeah.
It's like
You
barnacles.
think they're ingrown hairs, but you know it's just that whore.
Have you ever seen a blue waffle? Ricky, pull up a blue waffle.
Yes,
for
I
our-
went to high school, Karen.
But
We
I'm
all
just
saw a blue
saying,
waffle.
I was-
Well,
I've
I
never seen
forgot
a
about
blue
it.
waffle.
You've never seen a blue waffle?
What is a blue waffle?
It looked down between your legs right now.
just the tattoo
What's
and like
that?
a bunch of hair.
What kind of illnesses did you get from prostitution?
I think I got oral herpes.
Oh my god.
No, that's about blue waffle. That wasn't about.
Oh my god!
Right? That
Wait, can you
shit's
put on the
fucking
screen, Ricky?
gnarly.
I got distracted by this disgusting sight.
Oh yeah.
That's your next girlfriend, Ricky.
Oh god, that's a lot happening.
Oh my god, I'm gonna
All
throw
the
up.
photos look different. That's what's confusing though.
What
it's
is
Because
like,
they're all different pussies.
yeah,
Look
but
at
like
that
the
shit,
symptoms don't.
dude.
There's a penis. One of them grew a dick.
Yeah, the one to the left is not, but it's the top right too that are like holy.
Can you
fucking
click
shit.
in closer on something that you think is
this right on the top right. Oh my god,
I'm
Top
gonna
right.
Fucking vomit.
so disgusting. Like, but my thing is like,
So the idea that whores are disease-ridden
Ridden whores.
yeah,
It comes from that
Yeah,
word.
disease-ridden whores comes from the Victorian era because they didn't want to test or treat people in the military for STDs. So instead, they passed the Contagious Diseases Act, which enabled any police officer to stop and force any woman they suspected of harlotry to take an STD test, which in Victorian era meant just like looking at your pussy and deciding whether or not it looked slutty,
Yeah.
and then treating you with almost lethal doses of mercury in a lock hospital, which is a jail by any other definition. But they believed that only women were contagion. Like men could not spread STDs,
Right.
only women could spread STDs.
yeah, I mean,
and
there's
this is like
still
a
doing
belief
that,
of the Victorian
shit
era.
in Africa now. There's like tribes
Yeah.
dudes that are like, I can cure
Yeah.
my AIDS by fucking 12 virgins.
Yep.
So does mercury work?
No.
Mark.
No. All right. I'll
It's
try
a poison. It's
some
always been a
work.
poison. It does temporarily dry out the symptoms of syphilis for like a period of time.
Oh.
So this was actually something doctors would actually inject men that were about to consummate their marriages. If they were having syphilis symptoms, they'd give them an injection of mercury because they didn't think that men were contagion. So they were like, well, we'll give you this and you'll be able to consummate your marriage and hopefully you'll be all cured up and she'll be fine because
Right.
she doesn't know about any of that.
Yeah, syphilis was like, that's like, they all started wearing wigs because of that. They like shaved their heads. But then people just like,
Why would you shave your head for syphilis?
because their
your
hair
hair
was
falls
falling
out.
out. So they would, but then it turned out to just like be like a trend, and then everybody else started doing it.
Can I have some of your pot?
That's Micah's pot, so
Yeah.
probably
Mike, Can I
not.
have some of your cunt?
Oh my god. So what? Okay, your
Anyway.
rate now is $5,000 a month.
It used to
So,
be.
what's
I'm in a monogamous relationship, so I guess my price
Okay.
has gone up.
So you're dating a man,
Yeah, on purpose.
on purpose, and how much does he pay you for this privilege?
Did you buy
I
him?
think we're gonna get married, so I guess like half his wealth.
Is he wealthy?
I'm gonna get him a wedding present. It's gonna be a T-shirt that says "I'm with the whore."
I'm with the whore. Right.
I'm with whore, and it's. I feel like Hillary's campaign would have done a lot better if it were that.
right.
I mean, the nasty woman shirt happened.
There you
He's
go.
basically calling her
Very
a whore.
good.
Do you want more?
Well, I mean, we've been calling any woman that talks in public a whore for 5,000 years now. So
So how much money does your boyfriend make?
I have no idea.
Oh,
But,
come
like,
on! What
I
prostitute?
don't. I'm sorry.
What woman who fucks for money starts fucking a man and doesn't know how much money
We
they have?
went to high school together. Like it's just.
What does
I'm
he do?
sorry.
Where was he
He works
then?
in tech.
He could have saved you. Oh, you fucking slut! You predictable slut! You're like, I'm just gonna start fucking for money till this one guy I have a crush on decides he likes me.
Pay attention to me, or I'll fuck everyone for money.
For 15 years.
It's a long
Did
time.
you guys know each other?
You did. Yeah, we were both on the same high school debate team.
Oh, wait, were you ranked 5th or was that Karen?
That
That
was
was
a
Karen.
performance-based humorous interpretation. It's
Oh,
like a
fuck
10-minute
you.
monologue.
We did real debate, which is Lincoln Douglas.
I did both.
Okay.
But I was ranked nationally in dramatic interpretation.
Congratulations.
Maybe you
Thank you.
dramatically
I'm
interpreted
shocked
your
they haven't
ranking.
mailed your Oscar.
No.
in.
It was I have the tape, and it was actually streamed on the internet way back then.
Back
Millions
before
of
people
years
even
ago.
knew what that was.
Exactly, when I was in high school.
We have to get a copy of that tape and put it on.
Oh, I'll find it.
Oh,
Are you
you
crazy? I can't wait. Oh, I'm gonna tell my mom. She's gonna be stoked.
I'll see if I can find one of my. We'll talk about it later.
But you got more Smurfette video of you running around with a harp and like those other little elf guys? That show was great.
Oh no, I got shit. I got shit from the way back. Were you?
Did you ever do dance? Like, did you do ballet, or did you ever
I
take?
did ballet, tap, modern. I took singing lessons. I took piano lessons.
Guys, we're all very
Piano.
marriageable.
Piano. Marriageable.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've
you-
all taken all the right classes. We've nailed the arts.
Does that make you marriageable?
Back in the day, it did.
You sent Lewis
Just-
a message with that word in it once. I know because he read it to me.
Wait, what?
Talking about how like you didn't feel like you were like, or you felt
I mean,
like
I
you
read
were.
I
like,
wrote an
marriageable.
article about it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about a message. But
Oh, okay.
what do you mean? I never. Like,
what are you accusing?
Right.
her
What are you
of?
accusing me of?
Let's not.
Oh, you used to
slip
send
through
you used to
this.
send Lewis messages all the time. He would read them to me all the time.
Yeah, Lewis and I talked. We never hooked up. We never.
I didn't say anything, Kaitlyn. Why are you getting so defensive?
I'm not, because it feels like you're accusing me of something. Like, when you guys send
Kaitlyn.
him messages like after we did a podcast together. I mean, like, what are you fucking talking about?
Well, no, like I don't really like.
Did you feel?
Here's the thing.
Like, what?
I don't.
If a prostitute was sending messages to your boyfriend,
What would you do?
I mean,
Blue
if
waffles on your fucking.
If somebody
in the
that used to
inbox?
do sex work that
I
he
don't want
worked
your
with
blue waffle, bro.
was texting. This is what. Look, I remember one incident where Lewis was like, "You fucking texted me at like 1 o'clock in the morning." Like Karen was pissed at. I went back and I was like, do you
look
mean
at my
1 p.m.
sensitivity.
immediately after we finished recording a podcast together? This like,
It was 1 p.m.
Yeah, it was 1 p.m. as in the afternoon, and it was literally like I left this podcast studio.
What did you text him? It was really nice
think
trying
I
to
saw-
fuck you after the podcast.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, like, yeah, thanks for the quickie in the hallway.
I mean, now,
my God,
like,
that
it's
elevator,
context
4
is
flights.
everything.
Context is everything. And so, like, I think I sent him a photo of an ad where I was like, this guy looks like your son. Is this,
Yeah.
you know? Like, if something like, I mean, come on.
He had a son.
This whole time.
Did you ever meet his son?
Yeah, I babysat his son.
Yeah.
He paid me money to babysit his son, but
Oh, shit,
dangerous
Karen.
whore. So maybe we were texting about like babysitting. Like, hey, are you available on Thursday? Or hey, is your wife going to be home soon? Or hey, I mean, like, yeah, we had a working relationship, Karen. I was on his roast a couple of times. There were many reasons for
No,
me,
I know.
but I wasn't texting him all the time
I
like
said-
some thirsty bitch over here trying to get that hot Lewis dick. That was not ever a situation.
You're like very passionate about your response.
I mean-
and I respect that. And
Thanks.
I think if I had to guess, I would be like, you guys probably did fuck at some point.
That would also
But the
be
thing
his
is, like,
guess.
I don't like.
That would be his.
He just, yeah. We were hanging out and he got real mad at me because I gave him a hard no. And he was like, this whole time I thought I could have hooked up with you. And I was like, what are you fucking talking about?
No, he
Why
said
did you
would-
get that impression?
He said you would invite him over and be like, you
No,
can
he told
come
me
over, but
yeah.
like, don't do anything.
Yeah, because he told me he was
Don't
fucking
try
homeless.
anything.
Yeah, because I was homeless.
I can affirm that.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. The same,
but-
but like, I got people in my bed right now. Like I know comics were weird. I mean, you guys know this. We're a weird vagabond
No,
like, group of
I
people
know.
that are
I always just, like,
sometimes.
Sometimes someone needs a home in your pussy, and you're gonna.
It's like
Yeah, he told me he was homeless. I believed him, and I was like, "Look, if you really don't have a place to crash, like you can crash with me, but I just want to feel like I don't want to hook up."
But I mean, he was still like sort of probably on and off with like his son's mother. He wasn't really homeless. Like you're inviting a guy over to your house.
he was in a position where he felt
sleepover.
like he couldn't go home, and that's something I understood.
Yeah.
No, I've also been in that
if
situation.
I'm like gonna want to put like a safe roof over my head, I'm gonna go to the whore. I'm gonna ask her. It's
She's
it's
also
funny.
the babysitter, and
Right.
isn't that?
I mean,
That's
talk about
more
you
of a
can't write.
cliche,
You
I
can't
think.
write.
Here's
He tried to make me meet it once, but I hid in a hallway.
meet it.
I hid in a stairwell
That's
for almost
fantastic.
15 minutes.
Karen's no ho. She'll hide from your kid.
No fucking way.
Are you guys still together?
No. God, no.
I'm out of the loop.
No. God, no. It's so
Do
funny.
they feel better now? I feel like.
I do. I feel like you got like I really mad. I was like, my thing is,
Am I-
don't. Let me
like,
just.
no,
Let me
you're-
just.
was I
Can
crazy?
I just get this out?
I mean, probably. I mean, who are we talking to?
My thing is, I don't like it was like 1 a.m. like when this like message thing like came through, you know what I mean? And it was I was under the assumption that that's when it was taking place. My thing is, I don't send guys who have girlfriends messages at 1 a.m. I don't do that. I think it's kind of weird.
So
that was the only thing. But now you're
you
saying
say
it was
it's
1
1
p.m.
It was 1
You say it's
p.m.
1
and it was
p.m.
immediately after a podcast we both fucking recorded.
What a wacky day. And you're probably, I believe you. I believe you. I do believe you.
I'm so.
But I
glad
do think you guys probably fucked.
No,
Did
we
you
never
fuck?
fucked.
You never fucked.
No, we never fucked.
That you remember,
Definitely, we never fucked.
because you know those Puerto Ricans, they'll like rape.
No, I've definitely heard that, and also we never fucked.
Okay,
This was fun.
I was just making sure you got the racist aspect of this.
This is why
inside.
I think people like they go to fucking therapy or fucking fags, dude. Like
Oh,
just
yeah.
like talk to
No,
people.
yeah, just talk it out.
You know?
hash it out. Have you ever been accosted by like someone's wife or something who, when you were like being there?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Allison
so,
Clem. Are you trying to fuck the frizz?
Wait, what?
What?
No.
Frid-
Do you
go
guys
all the way
broke
down
up?
to the frid zone?
That is a good name. I'm gonna call him that. The Frid Zone.
Oh man, putting on the Frids.
Where you go when you don't want to, but you do anyway. Putting on the Frid Zone.
Oh my
To
god.
the 3 people who get this joke, it is
You're
brilliant.
welcome. Nate Fritz and everyone. No, very funny comedian. Come on. And the Clemp is
Clemp
here.
is
The
on. Yeah.
Clemp is here.
Do we have Clemp or is just Kaitlyn today?
No, the Clemp isn't here. You guys broke up. Weren't you guys friends? And then you guys had a falling apart
Yeah,
or
we were
something?
friends. We had a falling out, and we're not friends anymore.
But it wasn't because you tried to fuck the Fritz.
No, I never tried to fuck the Fritz.
Oh, you're a drama chaser. I was like, I have no
Oh
idea.
yeah,
what's
I'm just
happening.
kicking shit, babe. Kicking shit. Why not? What are we doing?
Clemp the
What
temp.
are we doing?
Okay,
But
so-
she's doing a great job with the Naked Show.
Oh, right. You did hand that over. Or what is that when it's pussy to pussy?
She's lost about 10, 15 pounds. She was doing a great job. Fucking moose. No, I'm kidding, Clap. I love you the best.
Did you steal my booze?
No.
You're just naturally. Got it. Listen. So you had a wife. What happened?
I
Was it like Sex in the City? Was she like, if I have to do a threesome to get my husband, I'll do it?
I didn't see that episode, which makes me feel like maybe I'm not a super fan, but no, I was seeing this guy he was a regular, so we were seeing each other like once a week for about 6 months. And then one day he was talking shit about his wife the whole time. One day he called me up at like 1:00 in the morning, wanted me to come over and have a threesome with his very drunk wife.
I knew it. Threesome.
Yep. I showed up. It did not go well.
It was like a surprise for his wife.
No,
Was
she
the
knew
wife
I was
like
coming.
a 5 and then you come in looking hot and she's like, fuck out of here?
They were both in their 50s.
Right.
So, like an 18-year-old
Yeah.
showing up. Like, it's just not, like, nothing good
Right.
has happened.
Oh,
And then
this
they were
is when
also
you were
on the edge of divorce. It was like you said, they
Poor
were
woman.
they're throwing plates at each other. It's not good. 2 weeks later, I get a phone call. She actually called me and was like, I don't know who this number is, but just so you know, he's still married. So, like, I don't know what he's told you. And I'm like, we've actually met, and your husband and I have a professional relationship. It's like, you're not wrong. We're fucking, but also I'm not trying to get in your shit. Like,
Yeah.
your husband is paying me to have
You
sex
had
with me
told her
occasionally.
that?
Yeah, of course.
Why?
Because she met me in the context of being a sex worker. So she
okay.
knew that like he knew sex workers. But I'm like, I'm not threatening your
Wait,
marriage.
she
I'm not
thinks
trying
that-
to break you up. I'm just like,
Yeah.
he pays me, I fuck him.
wouldn't
End
a
of list.
50-year-old guy leave his dumpy 50-year-old wife for you?
Because
I would.
But, I didn't want to marry that dude. And that's the message I communicated with her.
But that
And
doesn't
she
matter.
said,
But that doesn't matter if you want to or not. It's over between them. You're
is it?
saying you're faultless in that.
No, I mean, yeah, I was a hired
I
professional.
think he's 100% to blame. So I kind of like do agree with you.
I think they had
makes her
I think
faultless.
they had a toxic relationship,
yeah.
both of them.
Right.
And I think that
You were a weapon of destruction.
Which is helpful, actually.
Yeah, that's how people describe weapons of destruction.
he brought me
I
over
think
for
it
a
is.
failed threesome.
If you need to like kill a barn to raise an apartment complex, you need a bulldozer, and this is the bulldozer.
like,
I'm not talking about a barn. We're talking about like the person you've been married to for 20 years. How
yeah,
about
that's a
sit him down?
barn. You just called her dumpy.
You got to tell her.
Dumpy things are in barns.
So why can't you just say it to her face? I mean, what's more hurtful?
Wait, so you think that the main reason that he was leaving her is because she like wasn't hot enough for him anymore?
Yeah, probably.
Really?
That's
I'm
saying throwing a young, an 18-year-old girl into the mix into that type of marriage, it's hurtful. It's more hurtful than just having a conversation, being like, "Let's break up," and
I
then
think
going
they had
and fucking a
several
whore.
conversations where they
They were throwing plates. How is
Yeah, they
that
were
not
throwing
a
plates at each other.
Plates? Yeah.
Oh,
I heard that part of the conversation.
I didn't.
Yeah.
You guys are great listeners together. It's great.
Karen, tell them about your debate score ranking. I don't even know how to
not
explain
debate.
it. She says it every episode. I'm like, what was
not
that?
debate.
It's not.
I don't say it every episode. I don't think I've ever said it, but I've also.
Ricky, you have to make a clip montage of all the time she's brought up being fifth in debate. In
Yeah,
high
I'll
school.
definitely do that because
Thank
I've
you.
heard it
It's-
more than at least 4 times.
Ricky.
Not debate.
Ricky, whose side are you on? Holy shit! What? Listen,
So if I can find
I'm
that-
here's my thing. I'm being very honest when I say I don't remember saying it, but I've also had multiple head injuries. So my truth might not be
Wait, you
the
really
truth.
don't think you've said that on the show before?
No.
Oh, you're insane.
I don't. Maybe like one. Maybe once.
Karen, every episode, Twice if they're cute.
No way.
Oh my god, if it's a cute boy and you're like, I was 5th in debate and nationally,
No.
and I was also a ballerina, but I still got fingered under the bleachers anyway.
Ew, I didn't have
My mother
bleachers.
says I'm excellent at the violin, and I think that I have
No.
birthing hips.
Those things are the opposite of me. I don't have hips.
No, you're right.
Just got a fat ass.
The hips though.
All right, moving on.
So she
Never
yelled at
said
you.
so. Like new to you.
No, it's fine. Like, so she called me and I told her what was happening, and she immediately relaxed and like immediately understood and was like, okay, cool. And thank you for clarifying. We'll move on. So it didn't fix her like ongoing problems with her husband,
She
which
should
she
have
still
just
had.
broken up. Why didn't she eat the money?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why
Was
people
he
stay.
rich?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, their house was rich, but like, I don't know who the primary breadwinner was. He paid me a fuck ton of money, but like,
So she stayed with him.
I don't know. I didn't follow up with this weird
We gotta find
relationship
him
I
on
wasn't
Facebook.
invested in.
The other
What's
thing.
their names? Let's look them up on Facebook. See if they're married.
Yes.
What's their name? Just whisper to
There's
us.
no way.
We'll
Come
look it up. We
on.
won't. We won't explain.
tell.
We won't say.
We won't say anything.
We didn't even say Lewis's last name. We could have been talking about anybody.
Yeah, could have been anyone.
Anyone. Very good point. Lewis Black. What was I just gonna say?
Once you go black, you got to go Lewis Black.
Wait, so I think that people have like different senses of ego. Like, I think some people can handle a certain amount of what I would consider like emotional abuse.
Yeah.
Than like people have like a higher threshold for it, or
I think we're very adaptable as a species.
is it
Yeah.
adaptable? Is it a good thing, or is it low self worth?
No, I think it's adaptability. I think
you're
we're just
saying-
real flexible.
You're saying the wife has low self-worth?
Yes.
Because she let her husband fuck an 18-year-old prostitute.
In front of her?
Sure.
So wait, you
If
fucked in
she
front of
truth-
her?
If she
that what
wasn't
happened?
into it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a threesome that she was pretending to be in, but she was like hurting me with her fingers and stuff.
So she was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, step us through this. So wait, how does, okay, so you walk in.
Yeah.
Has she been briefed that there's going to be a threesome yet?
Yes.
So she knows to expect
Yeah.
you.
They're both a bottle and a half of wine each, right? She's
Oh,
like
right.
barefoot in like a house dress,
Oh,
like swaying
gross
and
ass.
like fucking talking shit, telling
Like
him
Mrs.
that he's
Roper
like,
and Mrs. and Mr. Roper.
yeah, sure. Mr. and Mrs. Roper. Right. So Mrs. Roper is like mouthing off to like what a pathetic piece of shit Mr. Roper is. And Mr. Roper's like, come on in. She was fine a few minutes ago. I don't know what happened. And I'm like, I know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And so
Alcohol.
then what? Okay, so you come in. What are you
Yeah,
wearing?
you get it.
What are you wearing? What do you wear to a sad threesome?
I was wearing, I was coming from a catering gig. So I was wearing
So you
black
did
pants.
have a shitty job.
I had lots of shitty jobs.
Okay.
Yeah. I needed some kind of cover for this money coming in. So I was wearing like
Ooh,
black
very
pants.
American beauty of you to have a catering job to cover your hoe career.
Catering jobs are cute.
Yeah.
And you can like
you can pick up clientele there.
you can pick up clientele, and like most people are like cute that they hire.
Cute. Okay, so you come in like catering clothes. You smell like bacon wrapped shrimp.
Yep. Bacon wrap shit because he pulled me.
You smell like quiche.
Because I told him I wasn't available, and he just
Fried
like kept upping the thing until I walked out of my catering gig.
How much was that night?
$3,000.
Okay, so what did he start you at?
$800.
You talked him up to $3,000. You're like, fine, I'll walk off a catering gig for $3,000.
Yeah.
Great. Of course.
I was getting
mean,
like $200 for the catering gig or something, but I was like, I made an obligation. Like I'm not like
and it
I'm
could
not
hurt
like
your
at your
chances
beck.
to get hired again with the catering
Right.
company.
Exactly. I'm not.
$3,000
I'm not,
only goes so far.
I mean, $3,000 is what, 60 catering jobs?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
But
way
do you
worth
understand
it.
what I just said? You're destroying the relationship that might, if you might need that catering job again.
60
Yeah, I may
catering
have walked
jobs.
away from a catering career.
Yeah, that's.
See?
Yeah.
That's like,
Irresponsible.
she made 4 months work in one night.
Yes.
By my math, I don't know.
Right.
Just guessing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. How many jobs could you really get in a week? You know.
Yeah.
So okay.
As
So
a full-time student
Right.
and entrepreneur.
so
I'm
you're
not wearing my glasses. It feels so weird. All right.
Oh, you. I thought that was
Yeah.
perfect.
No, that's.
So you walk in. You smell like bacon wrapped shrimp. Mm-hmm. The guy.
I want my bacon wrap.
You're like chili.
Bacon wrap shrimp. I like how musical this episode has been.
Really good, because one of the Legion of Skanks people said, I hate when the cunt sings. And I was like, I think they meant Jay.
Sing your heart out.
Because he sang like 5 times as much as me. I'm just
Really?
going to go on record on my show where I have the microphone.
I love Big J. I think he's the funniest guy on the planet.
Oh, I thought you meant on the show, but it would have been true then either.
I don't think she was talking about how funny he was. I think she was just talking about how he also sings.
No, I know. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in there.
So you walk in, they're fighting. He says, "Come in."
Yep.
Then what happens?
You know, she's super fucking drunk. He's also tipsy. We move to the bedroom, which is also a time for me to get out of my catering clothes.
Do you do that in the bathroom, or you like do a little tease?
No, I went to the bathroom.
And you change into something?
No.
You just get naked.
No, I just got into my matching bra and panty set.
Okay.
Because it's a catering outfit. Like there's nothing, there's no sexy way to do anything with that.
Like, we talking rainbow? We're talking like TJ Maxx,
Black.
Calvin Klein.
No, we're talking like Victoria's Secret, pretty basic, black set. Yeah, classic.
Victoria's Secret, like sporty or lingerie? Like
Lingerie. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta linger.
Lingerie.
I like a sporty fucking brown panty.
Well, of course
set.
you do. You have a sporty body. I was always voluptuous. So,
Yeah.
you gotta have a little lace to distract from the...
I mean, I can do both.
Also,
I look like an adolescent.
The only men who can tell the difference between expensive lingerie and like regular lingerie are gay.
Don't want to fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sure, yeah. Who cares?
So like, I
No one
think
gives a
lingerie
shit.
is the biggest sham on the fucking planet.
Well, it's about the concept is that they're like, we'll make you feel sexy.
Yeah.
And then he can fuck your turned on body that got turned on by this very expensive bra. Like that's the
So
sell.
counterintuitive.
It's dumb. It doesn't work.
I wear like pretty lingerie to like show off in front of like my girlfriends. I'm like, check out my bra.
The only
I wear
person-
more
yeah.
for my girls than the guys. They don't fucking know.
They don't know.
One
But
more step for that. I mean,
when are you getting naked in front of your friends though? Why don't you do that with
She's been
me?
making a lot of her friends really uncomfortable for a long time.
No.
when we work out together, when I host the burlesque show?
Are you also judging their underwear choices?
Yes.
Karen is the
Yeah.
big. Okay, I've done hot yoga with Karen numerous times, and she will loudly judge other people's bodies
That's-
in the dressing room.
Yeah, that's
Fair.
not.
It is. It's like to the point
It's
where
uncomfortable.
Well,
But I'm not loud. I don't loudly judge. I'll whistle
She'll-
and then I direct.
she'll eye direct like a motherfucker. But if you're just if you're a like tertiary character, okay, and you're watching Karen make any facial move, you know exactly what she thinks about someone else's body at any point in time. Because Karen is making either a, like pissed off, jealous face
But
or a
more
fucking judgy face the whole time.
a lot of times it's
you
like
ever
an
wanna fuck
approval.
someone?
But a lot of times it's more of an approval face.
Right.
It's more of
What
a
is
like
your
a
approval,
yoga
like,
to the people.
good
It's like,
shit.
It's like fuck yeah, get
Oh,
it.
the eye candy at yoga to the people is retarded.
No, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
The models that fucking like.
Yeah.
eh.
It's just like I'll get caught. I've like winked at girls before because I've gotten caught. I'm like, sorry.
Have you really?
Great. Yeah. yeah.
Oh, I just pretend I'm blind. I'm just like, I'm staring through.
Oh, I like walk around and chill in there naked for like, as long as I can. I've had the light shut off on me.
Karen, that was a McDonald's bathroom. She's like, you look pretty today, Ronald. This is a especially steamy room.
I've had sex in so many public bathrooms that's like really visual for me. That's funny.
Karen PB Feehan.
Oh man, I haven't fucked in public in a while.
I've only fucked in one bathroom. It was like, it just didn't live up to my expectations. I feel like I wanted to do more of that in my 20s and just never got around to it.
It didn't live up. You had more expectations.
Yeah, I thought it'd be hotter, or like dirtier or something. But it's just like real.
I've always
I
been
mean,
into it. Even
yeah.
8th grade on that plane. Have I told that story?
No. Well, I mean, I haven't heard it.
You
but
fucked on a plane in 8th
I got
grade.
fingered. I got fingered.
God damn it, Karen.
My mom was on the plane. We're going to a speech tournament.
Statutory rapes on a plane.
No, I was all about it. I started it. I think
Statutory.
is it like an adult or another debater?
another debater.
Cool.
He was so cute. I started like kind of half jerking him off, but I bailed because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get you off. Like it was like my left hand. He was like sitting like window seat. It was like
Right.
so uncomfortable.
Was there anyone in the aisle?
next to us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ew.
We were under a blanket.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then who was there? Like a human or another
I
student?
don't remember. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe it was another kid. I don't remember.
Did you black it out?
Did he come? So he didn't come.
No, he
fingered
didn't
you?
come. He just fingered me. It was so great. It was so fun. Up in the sky.
You're like an actual finger puppet.
But I get just as nostalgic as like that about like getting fingered in the back of like a pickup truck too. right? Just like looking at the trees. Those were like, that was so fun.
Nah, high school fingering were the days.
So
man.
great.
Yeah.
Like getting that like perfect buzz of like drunk and like getting fingered. I was like, oh my God, life can't get better than this, right?
It really didn't.
No?
No.
All
So
right.
wait.
I'm getting a pickup.
How do we lose the point where the wife is hurting you?
Oh no, we just got like
I
so
just
we
don't
went.
want. I want to make sure we catch that, right?
Right, we went to the bedroom. I'm like, this is y'all's show, right? They're seething at each other.
Oh,
They're
right,
not
the black-
touching. They're not touching each other. They're both hammered, and I'm like,
They're not touching each other.
They're not touching each other.
They're looking at you.
They're looking at me like,
So what are you doing?
well, I am a 17-year-old fucking prostitute, right?
was
So
that
I'm
not
like,
too much pressure for you?
it was a lot of pressure. I mean, like I got the money. I don't think it was I mean, it wasn't
You've been paid
$3,000
already?
worth of entertainment. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got the envelope.
Hell yeah.
But it's I'm like, all right. So like, what do you? I'm trying to like use all my theater skill classes to like change the energy in the room, and like maybe we can like change the vibe, or like this could be like a fun happy time or whatever. And I'm like, what do you want? And he says, I want her to finger you. And she rolled her eyes, and she fingered me with her nails, giving no fucks about nothing.
Oh man.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
That's some
Kaitlyn.
twisted
So then
shit,
I
dude.
blew him while she continued to do that, and then they yelled at each other the whole time I had his dick in my mouth and her fingers at my pussy.
What?
Yeah.
Was that not traumatic for you?
Wasn't the most traumatic sex I've ever had, no. I felt well compensated for what I went through.
You think $3,000, but like
I don't stay up at night. Like, I don't flash back to that. You know,
I'm
I didn't feel
flashing back.
powerless. I didn't feel powerless in that situation.
You
I
didn't?
didn't know.
Even though she was finger scratching your puss up?
Yeah.
Even though they were both,
people
like,
are clumsy sometimes. I mean, like, it was fine. I
No,
didn't get-
you're listen.
They
It's
were
either she was clumsy or she was doing it to
I
you.
think she was doing it to me.
So you were getting fucking
She wasn't.
assaulted.
Yeah, but she wasn't doing. I mean, like I didn't bleed.
dude.
What?
Dude,
You know what I mean?
Dude, no, dude, you got
That's like
assaulted.
you sound like an abusive man. I didn't make you bleed. It's like
Sure.
No.
Yeah, but like I feel like I read the situation, right?
Could you imagine doing that to someone else? Because that's what I'm
No.
thinking all the time. Could you
Absolutely not.
imagine hurting somebody?
No, but I
on
also
pur-
couldn't imagine fucking somebody passed out drunk. So, like lots of things have happened to me
Sure.
that I would never imagine doing
Wait a
to
second.
somebody
These
else.
two people were your parents' age.
Yeah.
How were you? Was that not fucking
They were-
freaky? That's like how are you in power when it's your parents?
Yeah, think about fucking your parents' friends.
catering gigs.
Yeah.
You understand? Like,
I guess
sure.
and,
So it's like so it's physically
I've done
uncomfortable.
dumber shit for free.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Have you ever been in bed with a
But I
man and
thought
like decided to endure something because like it's just easier than
No,
like
I'm like really like you're hurting me. I think that's why I have a lot of problems in relationships.
Because you say you're
'Cause I'm
hurting.
like,
it's like you're an
get
idiot.
lost.
Ouch! Stop.
Get on.
Yeah, right.
I do that too, but it's always like, oh, fuck, now I have to like break their soul right now.
Right.
And like it's always a
Yeah, I don't
compromise. It's never
So
just
it felt like it felt like she was trying to hurt me, but also she wasn't really like she was like
What was her face like? Was it like, or was
she
it
was
like,
yelling at her husband the whole time.
what was she yelling? What was the conversation?
Oh, you worthless piece of shit!
But that's sexy, no?
it didn't. This did not feel like foreplay yelling at each other.
It
this
wasn't.
felt.
It
this-
wasn't sex talk.
No.
Do you think that conversation would have happened even if they weren't fucking?
Yeah.
You worthless piece of shit. She's saying, but not in a sexy way.
I think he tried at one
How
point
is
to
that not
redirect
sexy?
it. Like, we paid her, so like, can you
how
please
make
get your
that
shit
sound
together?
unsexy?
Kind of like he was trying to use me as like, oh, the help is here. Can you get your shit together? And she was like, I don't give a shit if this fucking hoe hears why I'm upset with you. You know what I mean? So it was like,
Ugh, sounds
didn't-
miserable.
Yeah,
Not only are you
it's
being
weird.
assaulted sexually, but you're being assaulted socially.
assaulted. Sure.
Right.
Oh, the help.
Have you ever like been on a prostitution thing where like you get there first and like the help is just like you have to start masturbating and they'll come in the room?
What? No.
Because we did that to you today.
Yeah. No. This was the most awkward thing. I would sometimes masturbate before sessions. Absolutely.
Would you?
Yeah, that's the
Really?
thing that I would do. Yeah, totally.
I'd want
like,
to
get it
store it
going?
all up. I would want to store it all up.
No, to like get wet and like, just get 60% there.
Yeah, the more I fuck, the more I want to fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing that was weird is like if I had like 2 or 3 sessions in a day, I'd be super like I wouldn't even call it horny, but like skin hungry. So I'd be like,
Yeah, because they're supposed to hold you, but instead they're like, bye.
a lot of them wanted to cuddle. That was the worst part. That's not. I'm sorry, but like a lot of your ideas about what it is are just real different from my experience
I accept
of what
your
it
apology.
was. All right,
I do not.
great. Stay mad at me for whatever.
Thank you.
Listen, it was 1 p.m., Karen.
That word, marriageable, it like triggered it. I was like, oh yeah.
Marriageable. Did you
No.
say marriageable to Lewis?
I don't think
Dude,
so.
that's a
I
cruel, that's
wrote-
a torture, just trying to get him to be able to decipher that word that long.
Too many syllables.
Wait a minute. What were you just
So
saying?
how did it end? Wait, so you suck his dick, she screams at him, hurry up and come like a fucking
It
man.
ended with him finally admitting, I don't think this is a good night, and then I just left.
How long
Nobody
did that
came.
take? How long did that take?
It took about an hour.
And then he said it's not a good night and you left and nobody came.
Yeah, nobody
Did
came.
you feel guilty like you took advantage of them?
No.
That implies to me like this isn't a good night, that maybe you have to come back when it is a good night. But that's the 3K you're getting total.
We had another session. No. It's if I were to come back, it'd be another job. It's like if the plumber comes and I'm $400 an hour, then like you pay the plumber
and if
whether
he doesn't fix the problem.
well, he has to come back, and it's going
and
to be
I'm not going to pay him any
another-
more money because he was hired to fix the problem.
Well, the plumber's going to tell you how he's going to get billed. Is the
I'm
thing.
going to get a new fucking plumber.
Okay.
Karen, the way you're talking about plumbers, it's like you've never had a plumbing problem that you've had to fix yourself in your life.
Of course I
Plumbers,
have.
They are the worst. They'll be like, it's $300 an hour, whether or not I do anything to
Yes.
help you ever.
My super does all my plumbing stuff.
That's
there
not
you
the same
go.
thing.
Yeah.
That's a super. A plumber is just
You're
like,
telling me I couldn't find
Okay,
a
you're
competitive plumber?
you're talking about having a husband versus talking about having a hoe. She's the hoe. She's a
My-
plumber, not a super.
My
Right.
point
The
is,
wife is the super.
Yeah, the wife is the one taking all the bullshit.
what about a handyman? You hire a handyman to hang a painting, right?
Handyman's the boyfriend.
Right? Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't hang that painting, like, and you say, okay, come back and hang it, like, you're being paid for the service.
No,
the
then you're-
service of the orgasm, and you didn't do it.
That's not
Absolutely
That's
not.
not how that's built.
Right.
No.
Why not? What do you mean? If
It's
he
like-
doesn't hang the fucking painting, I hired him to hang the fucking painting.
Well, maybe there were unforeseen problems, like you didn't have a stud in your wall, or you don't have any screws, and screws cost extra.
well,
Right. He's still getting paid $25 an hour.
He
If it
was-
takes him
no,
20
because I'm paying him a flat rate for the service.
Right. Well, I'm telling
You
you.
have to agree on that ahead of time.
Right. Yeah. You don't get to just decide that.
I wonder how many. Are you kidding me? In Las Vegas, how many fucking whores have gotten their money's worth on coke dicks that never?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
It's got to be half.
And
their
that was, I
business.
mean, like, I would say a solid, like, 30-40% of my
Right?
clients never got an erection. We never had vaginal sex. I never made them come. It wasn't, they had ED.
But wasn't it like you sucking her limp dick and stuff?
Sometimes it was me sucking a limp dick. Sometimes it was them giving me a massage. I mean, like, it was
I'd
it's a
rather
broad spectrum.
I'd rather get fucked than suck a dick.
100%.
Right?
100%. No matter what the circumstance, money or no.
I don't care.
Yeah.
All day.
Sucking a dick's work, whether you're getting paid or not.
Yeah.
It's also like just more violating. It's like you have to see the whole thing.
Right. I know.
Like even if you have your eyes
Ladies.
closed, the light still gets affected.
The
by their
best
fucking
way to fix that problem is just start going for ingrown hairs while you're down there, and he'll stop letting you do it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's how I got my boyfriend to stop kissing me.
Yeah, you just start going for ingrowns.
Oh yeah, I really enjoy picking at my boyfriends. It's always been a wonderful pastime. But
I mean, that's how you turn a hoe into a housewife.
Yeah, you just show him that like popping zits is like making a bunch of dudes come.
I love it.
Exploding
Micah got the
dickheads.
whole. You ordered the Dr. Pimple Popper tool,
I
right?
ordered a whole toolkit. I don't like using it. Nothing beats the stimulation of popping a zit with your fingers.
You want to feel the
I want to
vibration.
feel it. Yep.
Sometimes it'll
Feel
like
the
not just,
vibration.
you'll feel the pop and
Come
you'll
on, come
hear the
on.
pop.
Yes. Do you
Yeah.
ever do that thing in the shower where like
Yes.
you're grabbing it with one hand and it hits the
Yeah.
the velocity hits your palm?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
Wait,
great.
what? The shower?
Yeah, if you're like in the shower
Oh.
and you're like squeezing it with one hand and like on your like butt or wherever you guys get yours,
Yeah.
and like you
No.
squeeze it it'll the velocity of it will just hit your palm.
And you just want to stare
the
at
pus,
it. And you just want to at your achievement.
So
it's like Warrior 1 in the back.
Yeah, the
the
white
zit shot the
mucus.
length of your finger to your palm.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I've never done that.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never done
You gotta
that.
squeeze
I
harder.
have.
You gotta
I
want
have.
it more.
You have to let it build up too.
Yes.
You have to create a
like
volcano.
this big.
What are these cysts? You're
Yes.
talking about cysts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gross, guys.
Shut up. You're such a punk liar whore.
I've had one cool cyst. It was on my ear crevice, and I
Dude,
still come when I think about the feeling when it popped.
Right. I'm like every other day she's like, look at this fucking huge thing in my nose. You have huge noses.
It comes about
Cysts.
once a year, and it is painful. But
It's
the one
the
on
Christmas
You know, hot packing it.
Chris cyst. Christmas.
Shout out to
Sismas.
Chris Crespo.
Chris
Mr.
Crespo,
Num Mums.
rest in peace. He got a girlfriend. Sorry, we have a third mic. He has no arms, so it's
Okay.
more like a second and a half mic.
I know that guy.
He's way funnier than you.
Probably.
Just kidding.
She's talking to Ricky.
I can't hear out of one of my ear things, and I think it's like we.
It
have
just
to wrap
happened to
this
me
up.
too, so I don't know. It might be a thing. I may have hit something.
I think he's giving
That's
us a
possible.
signal to end the podcast.
He just okay. Oh wait. Oh my God, we've had so much fun talking to you, and also we didn't show up at first. He has a girlfriend, so I'm sorry, Karen. We're gonna have to find you another cripple.
I'm texting my new boyfriend right now. Remember, I got one last night.
Ooh.
Oh, he's fat. That's like the same thing. As being
I'm gonna have a
crippled.
fat boyfriend. Isn't that fun?
Isn't that how Lewis started? Didn't you whip him in the
Oh no, I
shape?
made him fat.
Oh,
This
all right.
guy,
I got that wrong.
Karen's texting. His name is onomatopoeia for being fat. And I dare everyone to figure out who it is.
You fucking cunt. That's it.
a good clue.
I'm gonna kill you. Anyway,
The podcast is called
The Oldest Profession.
The Oldest Profession. Is Kaitlyn Bailey and our fucking hoe Dorv, the only guest we've ever had come back twice, and that was just her filling for me while I was doing something else. Wendy Starling, you co-host.
Yeah.
And she's a fucking hoe-ass hoe,
She's
too.
great.
And you
love her.
You talk to each other, or do you bring in guests?
No. We talk to each other.
You just talk to each other.
Yeah.
Are there any call-ins?
Nope.
How much money to call in?
What? No, that's not.
All right.
We don't have the.
I don't know
no.
if this is the hoe podcast for me.
Yeah, no, this is not. This is not a pay-per-service podcast.
Right. You talk. Okay. You talk about prostitution, and they can find that where.
Yeah, you can find us on iTunes, and you can follow us on Twitter at Old Pro Podcast, also on Instagram, and we've got a website, theoldestprofessionpodcast.com.
Do you think it's wise to put the word "old" next to your names?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're both aging rapidly.
Okay.
I
Good.
thought the same thing, Micah.
And Karen and I are going to LA. You pieces of shit. Fucking all those people were like, when are you guys gonna come to LA and become porn stars? Well, guess what? It's this weekend.
I'm leaving tomorrow night.
I'm gonna leave Thursday morning so we can have a
No,
bed.
Friday morning.
I don't know what day it is. We're gonna go. We're gonna Karen. The show's called "Stand Up and Take Your Clothes." You take it from here.
Good job, Micah.
Stand up and take your clothes off.
Micah's on it. Annie Letterman's on it. Brian Moses, Evan Jones. We have a bunch of really great LA burlesquers. Tickets are like, $50 to $100 because it's a weed open bar. You got like edibles.
Speaking of.
There's like a vape bar. We had weed ice cream last time. It was really good. There was weed chapstick. Lots of like vape pen action and stuff. It's really a good time.
So you pay for the experience. Sounds like it'll be a really intelligent audience. I can't wait to perform.
And then I'm on a show on Friday at the Comedy Store hosted by Josh Waldron, and I forgot the name of it, but it's going to be at 10 o'clock. But we're going to hang out there all night. and
So
have
I'll
fun.
be there too. I'm gonna force my way on the stage and I'll try and rap during half of Karen's set. I'm just
Love
gonna be like,
it.
drop a beat. Does anyone want to see this girl tell jokes or see me make a fool of myself? So come check us out in LA, unless you heard this when it comes out on Tuesday, in which case you missed it, bitches.
Hate you.
We hate you.
Hate you.